All right, Zatima fans. So we are talking season 3, episode 5. And just to tell you straight up, I enjoyed this week's pair of episodes. Technically 3, but we'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, Sistas last night I thought was great. Zatima this week, pretty great as well. So I am quite satisfied. This is entitled Game Changers, and it was only 24 minutes. I was happy with that. I'm like, okay, this seems like one of those episodes where they are not making it longer than it needs to be. So before going into the review, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe. Please do that. Please. I want to hit 300,000 soon. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And hit that notification bell. That way you know when I post content on the channel. Now, picking up where we left off at the end of season 3, episode 4 last week, you got Connie and Fatima trying to put together a, easy to come up with lie as to why Fatima is in Zach's old neighborhood. Zach is over there to talk with Jeremiah. I don't know why. I know some people are speculating, well, Jeremy, the insurance company, contacted Zach too, right? I mean, he contacted Jeremiah. So it stands to reason that he's going over there to talk with his brother about the life insurance policy. I guess so, maybe. I don't know, though. I don't know. But regardless, he's over there. And Fatima says, the Connie's like, oh yeah, Fatima was here to ask me questions about Miss Gladys in regards to the funeral, like her favorite color and whatnot. Zach is basically able to see through the facade. He just knows something's up. But, he's there to talk with his brother. And, he and Fatima kind of step to the side. And basically, it's one of those situations where Fatima's pregnancy is one of those things where it's a soft spot. It's a sore subject for Zach in this in the space that, hey, Fatima, even though me and you were supposed to go talk to my brother together, I know if he cracks on you or says something crazy, it's going to set me off, and I don't want that to be the case. So I just wanted to come talk to my brother one-on-one. And in the midst of their back and forth here, Angela actually calls, and, Fatima didn't answer the phone because, she turned her phone off last night or something. But basically, she brings up the Bryce situation, and Fatima utilizes this as a way to pull Zach away from looking for Jeremiah to go to the hospital. It's like, man, I ain't trying to go over there. It's like, I got to deal with this. It's like, basically, Angela says that she isn't sure if, Bryce did it on purpose because of the whole money situation. And then it's like, yeah, because you didn't tell him. And Zach's talking to Fatima like, whoa, don't you put this on me. And I'm thinking, yeah, look, I know Fatima, you trying to divert Zach's attention, but don't put this on him. Bryce made his choices. Zach had nothing to do with that. So he does get pulled away to the hospital. Now, Angela didn't call Bryce's parents because she doesn't know him. And she's like, don't y'all judge me? Like, no, we ain't judging you. And basically, Zach doesn't want to go in the back because the nurse comes out and says, oh, Bryce is doing better and he's able to have visitors now. Angela goes back first, but then, they all are invited back and Zach doesn't want to go back there. Honestly, I felt this kind of made me feel uncomfortable in the sense of the way Fatima was trying to egg on Zach to like go back there and talk to him and give him a hug and all. It just felt like being a kid, not even a kid, sometimes when you're a teenager or young adult, when like your parents or whoever try to like, force you to interact with family that you really don't, mess with like that in terms of like, like this auntie always throwing shade and this uncle, like, I don't like the way, no. It's just, it felt so, I don't know. It just felt so messed up because it almost felt like yet again, Zach was being forced to neglect his rightful animosity towards Bryce in the sake of make some peace and, just get over it. And I didn't like that. And it felt even worse because Fatima's only doing this to distract Zach from the Jeremiah hunt because she's lying right to his face. So, I felt some kind of way about that, but that's just me and how I interpret the scene. If you feel a different kind of way, you let me know. But in any case, he is pushed into telling Bryce about the fact that Preston was able to bail them out, financially. He's just going to be a 33% owner, and Bryce is fine with it. And, he wants a hug, and Zach doesn't want to give him a hug. I get it. But, they eventually make him kind of, give him a hug. It's a bit comedic, like, where he got in a fist bumps him. It's like, oh, my hand. Actually, it's the other hand that's hurt. But, Zach skedaddles out of there. And Fatima, follows right after because they're going over to the funeral home. But the thing is, what really makes this scene, interesting is that Angela wants to talk to Bryce about, like, I know what you were doing and you purposefully ran your car into the other car. And it's like, Bryce, did you try to off yourself because of, everything that's going on? And Bryce doesn't want to answer that question. He's completely deflecting, not wanting to talk about the situation. And, but it just, and I'm not trying to, what's the term here? Stereotype. But given that, it is a common stereotypical trope in a lot of media that people of Asian or Japanese descent come from families that are very strict and hard on them in terms of academics and whatnot, and basically they have to be held to a different standard that, if you get a B, if you get an A-, you failed, or if you get a B, that's horrible. So one could imagine that Bryce has always tried to strive for perfection. So for him screwing up, I think that calling his father for money and basically being told that I'm ashamed of you possibly kind of set him off. And that kind of pushed him over the edge, leading to him wanting to, off himself. So that could be one reason why he did it. Because keep in mind, he told Angela, I just called the phone with my father, Angela. He said he's ashamed of me. And then Angela, not really being the support system he had hoped for. It's like she was the only person he could turn to. And since, Zach was rightfully pissed off at him, his dad didn't want to have anything to do with him. Angela, was messing around with other dudes and whatnot. He was just like, I see no way out. I think one of my favorite parts of this segment was when Angela said, wait, okay, so you say everything's fine because, you're bailed out financially this time, but what happens the next time? What if you try to do something like this again? But yet again, Bryce doesn't want to, confront the clear situation that he literally tried to off himself. So this is definitely something I feel is going to come out in future episodes. So this was pretty intense. Now we go over to the funeral home. Yes, I know about the barbershop scene. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're over at the funeral home, Director Smith, and as the character description from Actors Access said, this dude is literally a crook. I think the first casket he shows them is $18,000, and Zach literally blows a gasket, and I'm like, come on now, dog, come on, man. My thing is this, like, Zach, that I'm not saying he should spend like $100K on the funeral, but he just got financially bailed out, so he should be out of the red right now, right? So I mean, what's the situation? Like, what's wrong? But in any case, he does put on a show. This felt like I was watching the Zach from the elevator scene, a coinky dinky doo. And I think my favorite part is when he's cursing, and then the director's like, oh, please, we don't like to use profanity in here. And it's like, wait, can they hear us? I think him and Zach said that at the same time. Like, Fatima and Zach said, wait, they can hear us, in regards to like the dead. But he agrees to kind of show them something on the lower tier. And he does mention that Jeremiah was there earlier. Like, wait, what? And then let's flip it back to the barbershop. Belinda's there with Nate and Tony, and Tyrone questions like, why are you even here? Because Belinda's telling them the information about Bryce's car crash. And, as soon as Belinda leaves, Jeremiah shows up. This was actually a sneak peek clip that got released yesterday. I didn't do a video on it. I was too tired. You all know I posted so many videos yesterday. I needed a break. Plus, I'm like, the episode's going to come out anyway. But yeah, Jeremiah shows up and he's trying to get money for a watch, a real Rolex. And Tony and Nate take a look at it and notice the inscription on the back. He grabbed the watch from Fatima's purse, either her purse or her wrist. I forgot. Probably her purse. Basically, when he was taking money and stuff. So they keep the watch and they kick Jeremiah out. And then Tony's like, oh man, he figures that, hey, I'm going to go and give the watch to Fatima, and then we'll probably have to tell Zach at some point because this is going too far. Now, the funeral director mentions that, yeah, your brother was here. He asked if, there was jewelry. He said there was jewelry that, your mother would wear. And then he brought up a watch. It was a Rolex. And, wait, where did he get a Rolex to put on our mom? No, he tried to sell it to me. Wait, what? And then he mentions he has a picture of the watch, and he's like, I want to see him. Fatima's like, no, we don't need to see it. No, Zach, we're only here for the casket and everything. We don't need to see the watch. And from there, the funeral director steps away, and then Zach looks down and notices Fatima doesn't have her watch, and the episode ends. So yeah, this is a pretty solid episode. I think it was finally picking up the pace. So I give it a 8 out of 10. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This was good stuff. So like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.